What's going on, guys? Early morning gym session. What kind of early? It's about 11:30 right now. Took care of some things, then hit the sauna. The sauna in like about a few weeks. I'm like drenched right now, so I'm walking home. Luckily, the gym's like literally like 3 blocks away, so I usually walk, get some sun. And today I got a super chill day. Not much going on. It's Sunday. Probably gonna do some work right now, and then I'm gonna go meet up with a friend. You know what? I'm probably not gonna do much else other than that. I'm at a place right now where I'm trying to go super slow. What I mean by slow is, I'm trying to slow down. I'm slowing down to be able to go faster. So I'm sure you guys have heard that term before. Usually that's something that's very common with running, where they say, if you wanna go faster, run slower. I remember when I first heard that, I thought it was like, just sounded crazy, like kind of double negative. Is that right? I tend to be somebody that moves super fast, which is great, and I think you should, because at the end of the day, if there's no action, nothing happens, right? But I've noticed that in these last few months, as I've slowed down, I feel and I believe that I can see more. Like a lot of the very high performing people talk about this all the time. Like, you get to really take some time off. Like, have you guys ever noticed when you go on vacation, you get inspired and you just feel like your energy's up and you think about all these things you want to do? That's basically the idea, right? So you don't have to wait once a year or every 4 months to slow down, right? To go on vacation. Like, you can go on vacation one day here by yourself. And so that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna slow down and see what happens. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. So I literally chose to just take the day off today and not really do much. And here's what's freaking crazy. So I got this book right here. I got this book probably a couple of months ago. So what I like to do is, sometimes when people recommend me books or I see books, I just buy them. I'll buy like 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, whatever, and I just hold them and I'll start reading them over time. And then, I'll do audiobook, whatever. And so I got this book like 2 months ago, guys, 1 to 2 months ago, and I have not read it. I just started reading it right now, and you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. Literally, the premise of this book is to take time to just think. Literally, it's the main concept that this book is trying to tell you, is that you should be taking 30 to 60 minutes of your time every single week, ideally multiple times a week, where you just sit, relax, and try and figure out problems that you have not been able to figure out and find the solutions for those problems. Now look, this book is specifically about business. Like, it talks about, Keith Cunningham uses this phrase called the dumb tax. So it's a specific book towards business, but you can literally apply this to anything. And so basically what the dumb tax is that, like, when you look at it from a business perspective, is that you will probably lose thousands, if not millions, if not tens of millions of dollars along the way. You make dumb and stupid mistakes. I'll say this, and he actually says this too. We're gonna make mistakes. Like, that's not really the issue. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Like, there is no way you cannot make a mistake where you're on the path of where you're trying to head. But where the issue comes in is when you make multiple mistakes in a row regarding the same thing, because you didn't actually figure out what the root problem was. So what he's saying is that when you are taking the time to actually think something through, you are able to identify what the true root is of the issue that's stopping you from getting there versus what you think it might be. For example, this is going to be a lot better of an example because a lot of people can relate to it. A lot of us at one point or another have tried to lose weight. I'll say 90% of people, maybe. Some people just stay thin all the time, right? But let's say 90% of people. The number doesn't matter, but let's just say, for the sake of things, right? Most people at one point or another have tried to lose weight. From those 90% of people, a lot of them lose weight. No, some lose weight. A few lose some weight, and a lot of people don't really lose much. And if they do, they gain it back. If you sit back and think about that issue, right, you might think like, okay, well, what's the issue? What has me not lose the weight or keep it off? He mentions an example where, like, you have this thinking and you're trying to figure out the solution for this specific thing, right? And you might be like, you know what? If I actually had the right equipment, workout equipment, or I had the equipment here at the house, or I had the gym down the street, then maybe I would actually lose weight. He decides to go purchase all this equipment, have it in his house so that he can actually lose weight. And guess what? It turns out that he doesn't lose any weight. Because it's not about the equipment. He's focusing on the wrong thing. And so although we know what it takes to lose weight when it comes to nutrition and working out, I mean, for the most part, we all kind of know how to do it, right? Like, you just get up and work out for 30 minutes and eat less food than your body burns. Like, right? You might not know what your body burns, but like, you can figure that out pretty easily. Like, it's not rocket science. What he's saying that is that it's not just about the working out and just about the tracking the food, but that was not the issue for him. He knew how to do it. He had a trainer, but he couldn't quite get there. And really what it came down to was his mindset, right? And by spending the time to like really figure out what the root issue was, he realized that he's just not disciplined. He's not disciplined to actually follow through with working out and with eating the right things. Now that he can identify what that issue is, which is the mindset thing, then it's like, okay, well, what can I do on a day-to-day basis or on a hour-to-hour basis to help me refocus, to help me shift my perspective as to why working out or eating certain things will actually be easier along the road. I know that's a very vague answer, but again, it's like now we're focusing on a core issue. And so when you know what the true core issue is, you can actually think it through. Now imagine you did this even just once a week. Most people never do this, like never do it. Usually people end up doing this, you know, once a month, every few months when they were on vacation. But if you can find a way to actually spend time every single day where you just think for 20-30 minutes, it will absolutely change your life. When I'm at work, I try to be very cognitive of all the meetings that I have and the work that I'm doing. And obviously, because I got, I spend time with my kids, I work out, etc. I really try to give myself at least 30 minutes a day to actually think an issue through and figure out like what my next step is. I'm pretty certain that if you did this, your stress levels would be way lower and you would actually create more results. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, I think this is just, it's crazy that I'm literally reading this book today. Like I just opened it up. I'm gonna spend some more time laying here in bed, and then I'm gonna head out in a couple hours. See you guys. What's going on, guys? So I had a very interesting afternoon right now. I just got home. I'm actually sitting outside my building in my car. I met up a friend a few hours ago, probably like around 2:30, and it's I can't believe I'm even sharing this, but it's actually my ex-girlfriend. I was dating this girl. So I told you guys this, I was separated from the mother of my kids. It's been almost 2 years, and started dating this girl. It eventually got to a point where we went our separate ways about 4 months ago, just because there was a lot of things that weren't necessarily cleaned up. When I mean cleaned up, I mean really when it comes to really everything or anything in your life. I mean, I've told you guys about this all the time. It's like when there isn't order in your life and there's all these open loops, is what I also call it, you will not be able to move at the speed that you're able to move. Things just happen the way they happened. And this is the first time, technically the third time I see her in 4 months. The first time was about 3 months ago. The second time was actually 2 days ago. Got invited to a mutual friend's party. What's interesting, and I don't even know why I'm sharing this, is that I'm completely head over heels for this girl. I obviously don't wear heels, but I'm pausing so much because I'm trying to be very careful about what I say and don't say, in the sense that like I do not know what's gonna happen with this friendship, whatever you want to call it. I have no clue whatsoever. What I think I do know though is that I have a vision towards what I want to create. I'm certain about. When I'm referring to that vision, I'm referring to a vision with this girl. Although it's been 4 months and both of us have changed dramatically, nothing's changed for me. It just has not. I'm trying to figure out like what I'm trying to word here, and like why I'm even sharing this is because the universe and God and our spirit, our subconscious, our brain, like whatever you want to call it, like it speaks to us all the time. It is constantly speaking to us, and when we listen, when we actually pause and pay attention to the people around us and the things that we think about, and just really listen, you start hearing things and seeing things in a whole completely different perspective. And so I say that because I am so certain about who I'm going to become as a man and what I'm going to create in business. There is just this undeniable feeling of certainty because I'm actually believe I'm listening to God, to the universe, whatever you want to call it. I've created the life that I have today because of having that high conviction. Again, I do not know, but I have a high conviction that this is going to be my forever girl. When you have conviction about anything, I have never seen a moment where things do not pan out. It is not perfect for sure. It's not 100%. You could be competing the NBA and the Super Bowl just like today. I'm sure both sides have conviction they're going to win, but surely somebody's got to lose. And so that's a bit of a different situation. But for the most part, when you have high conviction in what you're trying to create, there is like just really absolutely no reason why it does not happen. If anything, the opposite happens, where the universe and the world literally put everything and drop it on your lap to make it come true. And I've experienced that so many times in my life. That's really my main message here for you guys, is just have conviction. If you can find it within yourself to be fully aligned and have 100% conviction of what you're trying to create, there is no reason why you can't make it happen. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna go to sleep. See you guys in the next video.